Our next round is all about science and technology. In September, Sir David Attenborough joined Instagram and broke the then record for the fastest time to reach 1 million followers. Well, perhaps if David Attenborough spent a little bit less time dicking about on Instagram and a little bit more time saving the Earth, we wouldn't be in such a mess. In April, the US Department of Defense released 3 declassified videos of unexplained aerial phenomena. I remember the first time I saw a flying saucer, I was terrified. I said, "You expect me to get in that and go to planet Earth?" The most Googled cocktail and recipe during lockdown were the espresso martini and banana bread. So I put some under your desk. Homemade banana bread and an espresso martini.
Did you make that?
The banana bread, yeah.
These are the best pre-drink ever after a long day because it's coffee and a shot in one.
It's brilliant. It's,
Did you call it a pre-drink?
Pre-drink, yeah.
So it's not really a drink, it's just a...
It's the pre before you get to your rave.
Yeah. The drink you have before going dance.
Pre-dance,
Yeah, it's pre-lunch. We're off to Rita Ora's in a bit.
I noticed you've left the espresso martini to one side and you've downed the banana bread in one.
It is delicious. I don't like coffee that much, but bread and bananas, yes, please.
OK, I've got science and technology questions. First one. In January, a new logo for Space Force was unveiled by one Donald Trump. It was described by Vox as being highly illogical, and CNN reported that the logo bore an uncanny resemblance to another well-known insignia. What was it compared to?
Yeah.
So what was Space Force's insignia compared
I'll do
to?
it real quick.
OK, second one. Why did this graphic on Twitter make this man react like this in May this year?
Oh, I know what this means. Richard, I will answer this one, don't worry.
Thank you.
So what did that mean on Twitter? It upset Donald Trump. What did it mean? In November, television director Tristram Shapiro hit the news after his involvement in a mishap on Zoom. Shapiro said, "I'm mortified about what happened. While I can't put the proverbial toothpaste back in the tube, I move forward from this incident a more empathetic man." What did he do?
Do you know?
Yeah, I do know, and I know Tristram Shapiro. He's a very nice man.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Imagine trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Well, also, the euphemism there would suggest you did something much, much worse on Zoom than what he did.
Yeah.
In October, Kanye West utilised the very latest in technology to give his wife, Kim Kardashian, an impressive gift for her 40th birthday. She described it as the most thoughtful gift of her lifetime. What was it?
Presentation back of anus.
The pandemic this year has meant that we now all use words we hadn't heard of this time last year. All I want you to do is tell me what these words mean. From the world of science, zoonosis.
Oh.
Zoonosis, what does that mean?
Zoonosis.
Fomite, what does fomite mean?
All right, no.
What is doomscrolling? And what is zumping? So 4 of them.
Right.
You're locked down, you're locked in.
Right, OK.
Happy with those?
Yeah.
Is that like a fear of missing out, fear of...
We have finished.
OK, here's some answers for you. I wanted to know which well-known insignia the new Space Force logo was compared to. Did you get this?
We guessed on the McDonald's logo. We drew an M for McDonald's.
So you think the new Space Force logo for America is the McDonald's logo?
Yeah,
Yes.
probably. Most likely. I would say yes.
I'm going to say incorrect, but good guess. Joe, Richard?
Star Trek.
Star Trek, and you've gone...
We wrote something correct.
You're absolutely right. Take a look. United States Space Force is on the left and Starfleet Command is on the right. OK, yeah, it was compared to Starfleet Command, and rightly so, it's exactly the same.
Would you go to the moon if someone offered you, like, all the money that you'd want?
I don't know what I would spend it on at the moon.
I thought you were going to go, would you go to the moon if you had the opportunity? But you actually asked, would you go to the moon for the right corporate fee? Of course you go to the moon.
If we're talking about offshore, that's got to be offshore, isn't it? It's got HMRC can't touch me up there.
What if there's nothing? Sometimes I look at the sky and think, what if I am in the Truman Show?
Why are we even doing this? This is such bullshit. There's nothing up there.
No, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Just like, what is time? What is
What if there's nothing?
Christ, Stacey, don't start on that. Don't pull that thread.
No, but she has got a point. You never know.
I don't think this is the show for existential angst.
I know I'm not
Give it
angst about
time.
it. I've just
You're not angst, you just think there might be nothing and no such thing as time.
Stop silencing her, let her speak, and we might find something out about the universe.
I'm just saying, if you know, when people are like, "Oh, you're late," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Says who?
Actually, I take that back. Let's move on.
Just because you decided there was time.
It's the producer of Loose Women and you need to be there.
You don't know.
OK, answer two. Answer number two. Twitter added this icon that upset Donald Trump in May. What does it represent?
There's nothing up there, Jimmy. That's what it means.
James, what did you write for this?
We think it's when you're saying something that's wrong. So you know when they were doing that big election and Trump kept saying stuff like, "This election is rigged." Twitter had to monitor what he was saying by putting the exclamation mark.
We put truth mark.
Truth mark, which is it's better than what it is. It's a fact check. What did you get? What did you put?
Well,
Joe, Richard?
now it says this claim is disputed. Like when he says that there's been an election rigging or whatever, that comes up and says this claim is disputed.
And Richard, you wrote shorten your tie.
That's the knot at the top. It's from the perspective of the tie wearer.
OK, truth mark. And what did you get this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, well, here's an example. So Donald Trump tweeted, "I won this election by a lot," on the 7th of November, and Twitter went, "Yeah, did you though?"
He even put his own exclamation mark in after it. He knew he was lying.
I asked you if you knew why Tristram Shapiro said he was mortified after a mishap on Zoom. What did you get?
I was talking about putting the toothpaste back in the tooth jar. What's the tooth jar?
The tooth jar. You know, the tooth jar.
The paste receptacle.
What is it called?
The tooth jar.
What is it?
The tube.
Tube. You couldn't think of the word
I couldn't
tube.
think of the word tube. I
paste rocket.
I had this last year. I forgot, for a brief moment, as in a restaurant, I forgot what the concept of a child was. And a child walked past me, and I was like, what the fuck is that tiny human? And for a minute, I didn't know what a child was. And I didn't remember what tube is. What does that mean?
What does it all mean, though?
So, I said about this guy getting the toothpaste back in the tube. Had he had a little hand shandy?
He had not had a hand shandy. He's one of the few people on Zoom that hadn't embarrassed himself in that way. Richard, you got this right.
Yes, he said that an actor's apartment was a sorrowful affair.
That is it. You didn't get an answer for this at all.
We wrote had wank.
Had wank, yeah.
Yes, I thought it was the
We
man
thought
that
it was
had
the man who had the wank.
Oh, no, he's not the man that had the wank.
Why would you ask us about anyone else?
Yeah.
That's mad. Do you know what? You're mad. You're mad, mate. If you're asking someone who embarrassed himself on Zoom and you know there was a man who had a wank, you're mad for not making it him. You're absolutely mad. We're not wrong here.
David, did you...
He's a very nice man, and he basically was caught on Zoom talking, doing Zoom auditions, and then the audition ended, and he was still on mic, and he didn't realise it. He was talking about the actor auditioning and saying he was auditioning from a flat that didn't look very nice, and he was essentially saying, I feel sorry for these people. It's difficult in the pandemic. They're trying to get work acting.
This is right.
He was nice about them.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the excruciating moment.
These poor people live in these tiny apartments. Like, I'm looking at his, background, and he's got his TV and
Yeah, I'm muted. I know it's a shitty apartment. That's why give me this job so I can get a better one. All right. Ready?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
Because-
totally. Listen, I'm living in a.
so sorry.
I'm living in a 4x4 box. It's fine. Just give me the job and we'll be fine.
I mean,
Have to say, the flat looked quite nice to me.
I think he just did what everyone does when you're on a Zoom call with someone, where you quietly judge them.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a shithole, mate.
Of course, he's not the only person that messed up on Zoom this year. A Spanish councillor accidentally broadcast himself having a shower during a live-streamed council meeting. Do you want to have a look at this revealing and unfortunate moment?
O de todos los arroyos que tenemos. Y si queremos que esa limpieza no se haga de cualquier manera. Cuando pedimos la limpieza de los ríos, nadie vaya a equivocarse que se está pensando en limpiar los ríos.
Who brings their laptop into the shower? That is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it is.
I asked you what impressive tech gift Kanye West got Kim for her 40th birthday. What did you all say?
It was a virtual reality version of her dad that had
Okay.
died.
Yeah.
James, Stacey?
We put a hologram of her father who passed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a hologram of your live dad would be proper waste of money. Joe, Richard, what did you put?
I put a hologram of OJ's lawyer.
Which is the correct answer also, because her dad was, of course, OJ's lawyer. He didn't mention that in the hologram speech.
No.
It was creepy and quite impressive. Well, take a look.
You look beautiful, just like when you were a little girl. You married the most genius man in the whole world, Kanye West.
And he has to do magic there every night now he's dead.
Now we're on to the definitions of words. OK, so the first word was zoonosis. Did you all know what zoonosis meant?
Yes.
What do you think?
We said, being so bored at a zoo, you feel hypnotised.
It would be a great name for that. OK. What do you think, James, Stacey?
Zoo disease.
Zoo disease.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a bad case of zoonosis.
Yeah.
OK. Zoonosis, what did you think zoonosis was?
Well, I thought it was to do with Zoom. When you're on Zoom for so long, you go a bit crackers, so that's why...
Oh,
so
zoomnosis.
like a zoomnosis, but zoonosis.
Well, zoonosis, disappointingly, is any disease that is naturally transmittable from vertebrate animals to humans.
We should get a point for that. We said zoo disease, which is basically a summary of that.
I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point for zoo disease. No points, point, no points. OK. Next one was fomite. What do you think fomite was?
We thought that it was FOMO, which is fear of missing out, from Fortnite. Very popular game.
Oh, yeah.
OK, incorrect, but brilliantly worked out. James, Stacey?
We believed it was probably an unfriendly Marmite.
So not a friendly mite,
Yeah,
a fomite.
Exactly.
Unfriendly marmite. It's better than what the answer is. OK, Joe, Richard, what did you get for this, fomite?
I went down a similar thread of fear of missing out, but then I was in a rush, so just wrote the first words that came to my mind with those letters. So it's fear of missing instant tank elephants. Is that the right answer, Jimmy?
It is not exact. A fomite is a contaminated surface.
So, yeah, fear of missing instant tank elephants.
Would be another way of saying that. No points, no points, no points. I asked you what doomscrolling was.
We put scrolling through online news in 2020.
That's a correct answer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Doomscrolling is obsessively scrolling through an excessive amount of apocalyptic news.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What did you guys get? Nothing?
Tinder at a funeral.
That is what it should be called. Doomscrolling. And you got...
Scrolling all day on apps, but all apps are apocalyptic news, aren't they?
I don't think that's... No. But yes, and no, but well done. OK, and I asked you what zumping was.
OK, we like this one. We went for humping during Zumba.
Yes, David, I know what you're like. As soon as a Zumba comes on. Oh, James, Stacey, what did you get?
Sleep jumping, like zzz, umping. Do you know what I mean?
Let's move this along. Joe, Richard, what have you got?
It's when you're on Zoom with your partner and they've just had a shower and they've embarrassed you, so you dump them via Zoom. It's
That is
zumping.
the correct answer. It's dumping someone on Zoom.
Oh.
It's zumping.
Well done. Excellent.
Finally, a right answer.
Very good.
Finally.
OK, let's see how you're doing after that. I can tell you that James and Stacey have 8, David and Maya have 9 in the lead, Joe and Richard with 13.
This is excellent news.